Hi all, it's Kirsten. I had a few extra minutes today, so I thought I'd talk a little bit about the theme or the big idea, or we can even call it the hook in narrative nonfiction. So when it comes to writing children's book biography, there are a lot of awesome series out there. And this is an example of one that you've probably seen in your bookstore or your library. This is the Who Was series. This is Who Was Walt Disney. And this type of book is what I like to call just the facts nonfiction. And a lot of books that you'll find from school and library publishers are this type of just the facts nonfiction. So it'll talk about the person from cradle to grave, and that's it. It's just sort of fact after fact after fact. And these books are fine and they are fascinating for kids. But when we are writing picture book biographies, we have to add an additional layer. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So first I want to look at Cynthia Levinson's book, The Youngest Marcher. And I want to read to you what the publisher says about this book on Amazon. It says, meet the youngest known child to be arrested for a civil rights protest in Birmingham, Alabama, 1963, in this moving picture book that proves you're never too little to make a difference. So that's the theme or the big idea of this book, never being too little to make a big difference. My next example is I Dissent by Debbie Levy, a story about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And in this book, it's not only a story of Ruth Bader Ginsburg's life, and it does cover most of her life, but the theme or the big idea is that disagreeing does not necessarily make you disagreeable. Here's another one Plastic Bag from Miranda Paul, about Isatou Cisse and the Recycling Women of Gambia. And on the jacket flap it says, this inspirational true story shows how one person's actions really can make a difference in our world. So that is the theme or the big idea that Miranda Paul has chosen for this book that makes it worth rereading. And then I'll show you two more. On a Beam of Light, the story of Albert Einstein. And this book is a story about the power of imagination. And the author, Jennifer Byrne, uses Albert Einstein as an example of the power of imagination. And then in Michelle Markel's book, Balderdash, about John Newbery, this is not just a biography of John Newbery, but also a biography or a history of the emergence of children's books. So again, it has another level or another hook that goes beyond just a factual retelling of Newbery's life. So if you're curious about some other books, good places to look to find out the theme or the big idea or the hook. A lot of times it'll be written as part of the marketing copy on the jacket flap. If you see, this book shows or this book proves, those are signals to you that they're telling you what the theme is and what the larger theme of the book is. You can also, a lot of times, if you read the marketing copy on a bookseller site like Amazon, you'll also find the theme or the big idea mentioned there. So again, when it comes to an idea for a nonfiction picture book biography, it's not enough just to find an interesting, cool person. That can't be the end of your story, just telling that person's story. There has to be a larger message that resonates with kids, either an inspiring theme or a larger hook that's going to add an additional layer and make it worthy of being a picture book biography.